game plan to combat hate speech on the platform. In a series of safety updates over the next couple months, the social media giant said in a blog post it is, quote, committed to getting it right. Joining us now is marketing expert Maury Smith. Maury, pleasure to have you. With Twitter having this reputation for making promises to improve safety, but not actually following through, how hopeful are you that Twitter will actually be able to make tangible changes to keep users safe from questionable content?
Yeah, I would say fairly hopeful, much more optimistic this time, because really Twitter's made a few flubs along the way, and it's heightened now. There's been with the whole, hashtag Me Too, and everybody just really kind of getting riled up. Twitter has to get it right. They owe it. They owe it to their users and to the public. They are just as much a media company as Facebook and Google, and all of these companies are now, these social networks are really kind of coming under fire for the influence that they have on these bigger topics. And so I'm heartened to see that calendar came out. Let's fingers crossed that they do actually follow through, Brad.
Yeah, Maury, we'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, out in D.C. on Capitol Hill, we have Senator John McCain along with two Democratic senators, Mark Warner and Amy Klobuchar. They're co-sponsoring a bill to improve online transparency. This, of course, coming in the wake of what took place with so-called Russian internet trolls buying campaigns during the election. How much of a setback would this be if this bill was to pass for companies like Twitter, like Facebook, like Google?
Well, I would like to think it's not a setback, Corey. It's really an advancement. It's long overdue. I love that they're calling it the Honest Ads Act. And I was reading this morning, there's going to be some pushback. Facebook is not known for being that, compliant and just opening up the whole kimono and letting everybody see. They can sometimes give that impression, but there could be two particular areas of pushback, and that is the price that politicians paid for ads and the very specific target demographic. Now, as you know, last month Mark Zuckerberg, posted, and he did a live, and then we saw the transcript of it, that basically said, look, these are all the areas, these are the points that we are going to help and support to make political ads more transparent, and one of which was actually displaying those ads on any politician's Facebook page. You could go and see any current ads that they actually had running right now, and what demographic was seeing those ads. So we'll see. I'm hopeful that the bill or a version of it will get passed fairly soon. I don't know if it's going to get sufficient support with these giant tech companies. They've had a heck of a run for now, but they really are under fire, and they have to be responsible and accountable. They must be. They're so influential. There's no company. There are two companies with Facebook and Google combined have some, 80% of the political advertising power online. And so we need to know, we as American citizens and residents, we need to know how are we being influenced, by these politicians.
Certainly. And so do you see this as a breaking point for Facebook and Google, given that they have the stature that you just mentioned a moment ago? And with this regulation coming in, where do we also see that apply to some of their competitors as well in this field who might be trying to jump in and snatch up some market share as a result of these regulations that could kind of hinder some of the existing operations at both mega giants?
Excellent. So it's really, because this is like prime time right now, right? Because the pot's all stirred up, and we've got something like 70 million businesses have pages on Facebook, 5 million of which are advertisers. So we talked about this last time I was on, and it's just really a big area that Facebook wants to woo the potential business advertisers out there, but they must continually work on their PR. I know Sheryl Sandberg is really on a mission right now to educate, businesses and politicians to really, and current television advertisers to bring some of their dollars over to Facebook. And here's why: because of the incredible laser targeting. So to your point, Brad, about competition, there's a site like themaven.net. They're like a collaboration of small and medium-sized influencers that really want to have a voice and that don't want to be at the mercy of some of the challenges that Facebook gives them. And they go and log on to their account one day and find it's been shut down just because they're saying something that Facebook doesn't agree with. But things like that, I think there is an opportunity for competitive sources to come in. But I don't, Facebook is so long established. I've said I've been an expert for 11 years now, one of the leading Facebook marketing experts. I work with companies all over the country and the world, and I just don't see that there's ever going to be a company as big as Facebook in terms of what the data they've managed to gather and the potential advertising,
right,
doing all this with the AR and the VR and so forth.
Yeah, absolutely. We always appreciate your insights, especially coming up on some very important conversations that are going to need to take place for both of these giants in the advertising industry. As always, a pleasure to speak with you, Mari Smith, marketing expert.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks.
All right.